mag-English, baka mas magaling pa sa akin mag-English to. Siya si Mr. Sato from Ozeki, Saki, Japan. Dating na-assign siya sa Amerika for 5 years. Yung promotion ng itong Saki na to. Ngayon dito sa Philippines, 3 months? 3 months pa lang siya. Kaya sabi ko, mas maganda at least briefing about sa Saki. Mas maganda na rin yung may ganito para at least kung may mga vendors tayo, diba? Yung making, ano mga produkto, pag nandito sila, mas maganda rin yung magpapaliwanag mismo doon galing sa company. Kasi tayo din, pag may magtanong, at least kahit paano, may knowledge tayo about sa product. Kung ano yung alam natin, baka matagdagan pa, diba? Kaya dapat ganun tayo, laging innovative, laging yung familiarization ng mga produkto, dapat gagawin din natin. Dapat iba tayo sa ibang tindahan na pag tinatanong, may iba din sa sagot. Bakit yun? Sa atin, pag tinatanong, may tama na sagot natin. Yan si Mr. Sato, ano yan? Yung asawa, wife niya is sa Pilipina din. Tapos, last time, pumunta siya sa office, usapan namin kasi referral niya yung GC para i-ayusin namin ito pagdating sa Saki. And I decided na kailangan sort of parang product information dissemination para at least kayo paano tayo aware sa Saki. Pag ito, anong gamit niya, paano lahat, papaliwanag mo. English speaking naman. Kaya kailangan interpreter.
So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
So now I think you explained to my career. So before I come here, I was working also in New York, like almost 5 years. So I'm doing the salesman over there. So I'm visiting restaurants, I'm doing the restaurant event, food pairing, teaching people to educate what is the sake. Because so many people also don't know about sake. They just know, okay, I know sake alcohol. They don't know anything about more than that. So I just want to ask you guys, do you know anything about the sake? You guys, do you know anything about what's made from the sake? Rice, yeah, it's right. And have you ever tried the sake before? Just be honest, it's okay. Not really. Yeah. So today I'm trying to teach you guys basic of the sake. So what is the sake? When people ask you, so what's the sake? Or when you talk to customer, sake is made of rice, blah 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 blah. To get basic information. So because nowadays you can Google to research anything. So if you look for the sake, what is the sake? You can find any information. But it's too many information. Just today's really basic, good to know what is the sake. That's help you guys to promote whatever. When customer come, you just talk to them, or we have this kind of sake. This is good for this, this sake is good for this. So those tips I will tell you guys. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but first of all, I just want to explain to. Its company is called Ozeki. This is Ozeki, one of the popular products, Karatanga. And Ozeki is the name of the Ozeki means. Do you know about the sumo, sumo wrestlers? So Ozeki means sumo wrestler champion of sumo wrestling is Ozeki. That's the came from the name. And Ozeki is also one of the very old company since 1711. So since samurai time. That time they're already making sake. So samurai drinking the beer, sake. It's from the Ozeki. So this company has very long histories. So even looks like just a regular bottle with sake. So much information here, over 300 years, skills, information. So it's very interesting for the beginners if you know this about that. And usually what you say, sake made by rice and water, and it's called koji mold. Only three piece made from, and 80% of the sake is the water. So which means when we have a sake brewers, always in Japan, near the mountains, because we find them from the nice river or the nice pure water. So that's the key of the sake process. Then second key is the rice. important. So this combine is really change the flavor and different characters. So that's the basic of sake is. Yeah, so sake is brewer from the rice, right? And then low acidity. It's very low acidity and also gluten free. So many think about the healthy. It's very healthy drinks, no any chemicals. And this is just a process of how to make the sake. But this is this is very complicated. So when you guys have a time, because I don't want to spend so much time with this, so you can take a look at it. How they make process. It's using from brown rice to Okay, that's it. Yeah.
Okay na then.
Great. So you see the main ingredient on the top: rice, water, and koji. And this is the key is koji. Have you ever heard about koji mold? I don't think you guys know anything of that. Okay. Koji mold is one of the old technique from the fermentation bacteria. So even soy sauce, miso, we use koji mold. So this is a special super healthy bacteria. So that's combined with rice, water, and koji mold bacteria. Combined make it sake. So that's the first basic thing. So why people think sake is very healthy? Because this koji mold bacteria gives inside this bottle has more than 100 good bacteria inside. So this is just not only alcohol. It's really fermentation, healthy drinks. So one tip is about the sake in Japan, especially for ladies. We used to do cheaper sake people buy for cooking, plus they use for taking baths or washing face. So for example, 1 cup of sake, 3 cup of water. You mix this bucket, right? You rinse it. And that is really koji mold helps your skins and whitening and everything. So in Japan, old ladies, if you notice, they have a nice smooth skin. Is people use this sake. Of course, drinking is also effective too. So that's good to know, especially for ladies. And that's also good tip to when you talk to Filipinos. They don't know anything about sake is healthy. Sake makes skins better. I didn't know that. So that's the first tip. And then let's go to. And then this is also basic of the sake is sake rice and eating rice is actually different rice. So sake rice is much more bigger, the rice itself. And then inside the middle part, you see that white stuff is actually starch. So when we make sake, it's very important using this starch part to make alcohol. So first is the brown rice. Then they have 70%, 60%, 50% is how much you polish the rice. You polish, and it became more pure starch. So when you go to restaurants, that when you have expensive sake, especially the sweeter one with cold drink, that's they use 50%, more than 50% polish. It's called daiginjo. And then 60% is middle of the polish. It's called ginjo. And the 70%, that's the basic of the sake. For example, karatanga is one of the 70% polish. Is junmai. So junmai, ginjo, daiginjo. That's the basic of 3 type of the sake you should know about. So junmai sake is only 70%, which means only from brown rice, 30% of the out layer they just polished. So that's why it's still the clear thing is still it's there. But as much as more you polish, it takes more in process. So So that's why, taking like 2 times the processing to making the sweeter sake. That's why price also goes up. So that's the, what's the difference? Junmai, Ginjo, dry Ginjo is how many polish the rice. This is a very important and basic about it. And then I think in the, that's Japanese. They usually say in the bottle, well, this is all about Japanese, but you can pass each other. When you see the numbers here, 70%, that's the means Polish rate. You can pass the people to show this first. 70%. That's always when you look at the sake bottle, check the book,
How many percent?
no, that's the how much Polish. So you can tell, 70% Polish means, I think this is the June. You can kind of guess. And that's what I was talking about, the sake rice and the eating rice is a different type of rice because of the inside the rice is more starch than the sake rice. So that's a specific rice we're using. And this is just a more basic about rice or beer and wine. What's the difference for how we can process them? But for the sake is really just basically about the rice and the water and the poached malt. So this is just basically how So it's similar to wine when we make the sake, but also we use the yeast, so it's similar to like a beer. Yeah. But this is just basic, so you just have ideas. So this is a very important. I told you about the Junmai, Ginjo, Dai Ginjo. Like you see that, right? And Karatamba is a Honjo. I will explain it to you. But you have to know the 3 types of the sake: Junmai, Ginjo, Dai Ginjo. Yeah, that's very important. And also, what's the difference in Junmai or without the Junmai? If you notice, up picture is called Junmai Ginjo, Junmai Dai Ginjo. And the bottom one is called just Dai Ginjo, Ginjo, Honjo. What's the difference is on the top one, when you hear about the Junmai, is pure rice. Pure rice, which means rice, water, and koji malt, that's it. But this karatamba is a part of the honjozo. Ginjo, Dai Ginjo, which means they actually distill the alcohol. So let's say like a coconuts, like 90% high distilled alcohol, they added for tiny little bit. When they added some other alcohol, it's not going to be pure rice, so you won't call it Junmai. So whatever you call it, Junmai Ginjo, Junmai Dai Ginjo, Junmai Sake, which means pure rice. So these type of the sake is also the flavor is different. Can you imagine when you steam the rice, they have a little bit sweet, right? Smell, and if you chew it, if you Japanese if you chew it a little bit sweeter. So Junmai is more that kind of the sake type. It's more like ricey, more creamy type. But regular those distilled alcohol in it, it's actually make it like cream. So it doesn't taste like as much as ricey, or it's more like like other kind of liquors, similar. So make it different balance. So that's the difference of the Junmai or not the Junmai. That means just pure rice or distilled alcohol. So that's the very basic thing. So karatamba, when people ask, is this the Dai Ginjo or Junmai? They say, no, this is the Junmai sake because 70% off on the top. Junmai style, but distilled alcohol. So this is called honjozo. So honjozo karatamba has a little bit, when you chew, like a distinct aroma, like a little bit funny, how you call that, smell. Because of that, added another alcohol. So, but it's make it more dry and clean finish. So that's the very basic. And they always, actually for the Ozeki ones, in the bottle, this is, we have for sake meter value is like, what's in the sake is more dry, this sake is more dry or sweeter or rich or more light. People ask you something. That's how you figure out which type of this sake is. So some of the sake company already put those, symbol. So which kind of the sake is this? Because people don't know what's this. So for example, Karatamba is the, could you go, yeah. It's more like they put it on the top and on the left. So it's more dry and rich and light. But if this is like if this didn't add another distilled alcohol, actually it's more sweeter and rich. So that's how you change the characters. So it's very hard to tell big difference. You can tell, but once you drink more and more, you notice, oh, this is much rich, more boldy. But that's how you explain to the customers. If they ask, is this more dry or right? Karatamba is dry and rich. That's very simple. And then also, nowadays, so many people, drinking sake is, in the fridge, in the cold. But when you think about it, this company has it since 300 years. Back in the day, we never had a refrigerator, right? So basic classic sake used to be drink by room temperature or, warm sake. And make it cold is such a from I say 30 years ago, just a new style, because young people feel like sake is too strong. Oh, I can't drink it. So we created to make it more fruity, easy to drink, more fresh. So that's why new sake nowadays is really meant to be make it cold. So it doesn't taste alcohol. But for example, for this Karatamba, especially, is more recommend is, you see the honjozo, right? On the middle part, is the actually multiple temperatures you can drink. You can drink by cold, room temperature, even hot. So, but when I say daiginjo and ginjo and ginjo is I just go back to the rice part because it's this part. Daiginjo and ginjo. 50% is daiginjo, most premium sake, because so polished. Ginjo is 60%. So those specialty ones have to be cold actually. You can't drink cold. That's that. Sometimes people made a mistake. When you look at the graph, daiginjo on the top and ginjo, only the a 10 degree to max is 30. But most of the time you keep it in the fridge. You never give them to make it hot. No. Some restaurant made a mistake. They don't know how to sake. So that customer asks, oh, can I make it hot this one? If you make it hot, flavor is gone. So don't do it. That's why you have to know which type of sake you have. And then Junmai. Junmai is I say, pure sake, 70% polished, like a basic one. Basic one is mostly you can drink cold, room temperature, and warm. And then you don't have here, but it's called nigori, which means unfiltered. So it's more when you pour in a glass, more white, things it's not clear because it's not filtered. When rice is white, right?
Yes.
So when, imagine you mash the rice, white things including the water, right? So that's the unfiltered sake. But nigori is very popular in the United States because it's more sweeter, so people easy to drink. So that's the But in here, I don't see so. Especially for nigori, also you can make it hot. That's just good to know. This is a basic one. So, say again, yeah, ginjo, daiginjo is a premium sake because of the so many polished, 50-60% polished. So those sake is you can't make it hot. Best way to drink it cold, because that kind of sake, you know, you enjoy for the fruity. When you open it, you can smell the like fruit smell. Then when you drink it, it's very clean finish and a little sweet. So that's why they want to keep it cold. And the junmai and the honjozo is the most actually for the good for the restaurant, because in the restaurants they have so many variety of the food, right? Salad, sashimi, sushi is such a light flavor, right? But they have teriyaki chicken, curry, katsudon, udon, ramen, heavy stuff, right? So for example, if you drink with you order ramen and the customer order ginjo or daiginjo, like premium, oh, this is premium, oh, I want to try that. But if you look at a heavy food with those ginjo, daiginjo, actually the sake make it bitter because it doesn't match for chemical reactions. That's why this karatamba actually in the US, in the restaurants, most top popular our item in Ozeki, because you see, honjozo junmai is a basic of the sake, which means any temperature and also any variety of the food. So junmai is you can eat with the curry, ramen, tonkatsu, ramen, and even sashimi or salad, anything. But ginjo, daiginjo, the most popular one nowadays, only you eat with appetizer type, like salad, sashimi, like light flavors only. But this karatamba, honjozo, junmai is even like Chinese food, even Filipino food, even pizza, even burgers. You can drink with. So that's the difference. It's not like all the Japanese foods you drink sake. It's not right. They have also like characters for each sake. So that's the good to know. So, do you have any question from them so far? What? You guys catching action? Yes. So always know junmai, ginjo, daiginjo. That's the basic. And always ginjo, daiginjo, like premium, because you have highly polished rice. Always, pairing with light flavors. But junmai for 70%, like basic sake, is actually you can drink with anything, and you can make it hot or either way. So it's multiple you can use.
Questions? Sato-san.
Right.
How about actually our staff confused about how to store?
Okay, so I have that. So that's the also next thing. Most people don't know about it. So that one was basic sake, so it's kind of boring, but it's good to know. Just remember junmai, ginjo, daiginjo, because of how many rice porridge. Yeah, that's make it different. And ginjo, daiginjo always lighter food, sashimi, salad. But the junmai is, you can, eat with anything. Burger, But also, for example, honjozo. This karatamba, if you make it, keep it cold, the taste is much like lighter and clean finish. But if you leave it for outside, right, drinking little by little, the temperature became room temperature. Then actually a little bit more like stronger. And if people want, I need a really dry sake, then make it hot. When you make it hot, it will dramatically change very strong aroma and even like a dryness. So that's how you enjoy. You want today, I want to just clean, smooth, keep it in the fridge. If people like to dry, make it hot, I just put room, it's just room temperature. So even that, with the temperature, you can enjoy the different type of the characters for sakes. If it doesn't work, just can see this. And do you know how many percent alcohol for the Japanese sake? No, right? So do you know how much alcohol in the wine? No. What about the beer? No, right? Okay. No idea. Okay. So this is a good measure for the. Let's say for the beer, it's usually alcohol content is like 4 to 7%. Very right. And then the wine is like 12 to 15%. More 12 to 14 is allowed. But Japanese sake is actually 15 to 16. So it's quite stronger. So that's why when you drink sake, you have to watch out because all my friends, when they drink sake, they passed away. They don't remember what happened. So which means it's quite high alcohol content. So in the good restaurants, even at your home, I'm suggesting you need a chaser or water. So when you drink sake, you keep up with water, so it doesn't make you too much drink. Otherwise, sake is when you're eating, chemical reaction make it so tasty. You can drink it more and more. When you stun, you notice how much you drank. Then oh my God. So that's always you have to drink this water. That's the key.
Which is stronger, sir? Sake or soju?
Shochu is much stronger. Shochu is about more than 20%. And that's why shochu usually drink with some mix, right? Flavor, But
Can I connect this?
Oh yeah, please. But this is the good thing about, let's say, in Japan actually popular shochu. So let's say if you jinro here, like a flavor shochu, like green bottle, Korean shochu, right? That's actually the distilled alcohol is the very ingredient is not like good stuff. So when you drink, more hang out. Next day you get headache. But in the sake is just like rice and pure water, like clean. So it's kind of more, you don't have hangover much. But it depends how much you drink. That's the difference. So shochu is tastes good because they have flavors. But it's not good for your bodies. But for the sake, what I said, in Japan, who makes sake is they have a special brewer masters. It's usually like older people. They need to experiment. They look always drinking sake, so they look like just drunken. But when you look at their hand, looks like a boom, like so clean. Because of I told you about the kojimo, they touching that specifically mold and touching the sake. Their hand is always like wounds. That's the amazing part. So that's actually really affecting when you drink, light of amount. You really supposed to be reduce the cancer, diabetes, Alzheimer, and good for the skin, freckles, everything for whitening. Also even overweight. So many real, proving from the doctors. So that's why you should drink sake more. Right? If you want to live longer, why not, right?
Healthy drinks.
Healthy drinks. But also in the US, it's very interesting way to drink it. Have you ever heard it's sake bomb? Sake bomb.
Yung lalagyan ng beer?
Yes. So when they do that, people here so popular about the beer, right? You know, San Miguel. So they put in the glass beer, right? You put the 2 chopsticks on top. You put the sake here, right? On the chopstick, and you just bite even the label. Eventually, so you mix with just sake and beer. So more alcohol gets strong and taste is good. So that's how they drink it. So when you have like parties, buy from your shop, try that for parties. For parties. It doesn't work. So
Ano lipat? Yung file niya sa
Pwede sir.
email.
Send.
Uri ka na file
はい
transfer. So kung emailのところに
ああ、OK、
時間
そうで
かかるんですすね。
なるほど、なるほど。じゃあ今度メールでデータ飛ばして
そうそうそう。
で、This is the, ほら、Jimmy さんwas asking, how do you keep it the sake?
Yes.
That's the many people don't know about it.
Important.
This is a very important for when you also explain to customer and especially in the restaurants. Because in Japan, we never sell sake like this small bottle. We sell like magnum size, like big bottle. Because in that way, because in the customer, when you order this, if you finish this, oh, I spent already this much. I don't want to get another, one more drink. But if you serve by glass, when you get drunk, you don't know how much you drink. So you sell them more. That's the technique. That's a real technique. And for the modern way, we use a wine glass. It doesn't have to be like sake glass. So that's why they drink more and more and you express this is a special way. If you tell them, they're like, okay, so let me try that. So that's how people drink more and more. But this small bottle ways, only one bottle, that's it. Your budget is closed. But in the glass, they can drink as much as they can. So why in Japan we can sell by the big bottle? Because in the sake itself, especially if you're not open, how long do you think you can keep it? Just guess it. Just guess it. How long you think? How many months you can keep it? Just
Half
guess
of
it.
the years.
Hmm?
Half of the years.
Half of it, so 6 months. So actually 1 year. 1 year you can keep it. And even if you open it, if you keep it in the fridge, actually 2 weeks to 3 months. So it's quite a long time you can keep it. That's why if you go some Japanese restaurant, like real ones, original ones, they usually have in the fridge only big bottles, all of the sake in the fridge. Because they can store at least 3 months. So it doesn't have to be open and have to finish today. No. At least we have 3 months. So that's why in Japan, the very ways is big bottle to serve. That way, cost performance is much cheaper, and also profit for restaurants want to get more. So that's the real way to serve the sake. So if it's not open, 1 year, and if you open it, always keep it in the fridge. It's 2 weeks to 3 months, and then also for this is just a little bit small. If but for the sake is especially, let's say when you carry laugh shaking, the vibration actually give the sharpness for, I told you inside this sake has hundreds of the bacteria inside. So those bacteria start acting. So it's actually making sakes like beers, or color to change it to yellow. So don't shake it sake. And plus, when you close it, you have to close it very, all the way. And because the air, when sake touch to the air, they got new virus coming in. So it's those new chemical reactions make it sake is like white. So those are it's called virus. It's not like you don't get stomachache, but it doesn't taste good. It's making acidic. Then actually these lights or sun, especially here in this country, sunlight is really damaged for sake. That's why if you look at Karatamba or some specific things, always like sunblock waves because it's protected from the light. And the next step is temperature. Always good to keep it in the fridge or like a shade, like cooler spot. Is keep, you can keep it warm. But if you left it like this, let's say by the window with sun, a little bit loose, you make it easy to go. So yeah, repeat it. If it's not open, 1 year usually is you can keep it. And when you open 2 weeks to 3 weeks. It's quite a long time. That's why I tell customers, if people trying to look for the sake, they usually buy the small ones. You don't buy big ones. You can keep it in the fridge. And they don't know. And you can, right? That's why I said, especially this ponjozo, you can eat any food. You can eat with Filipino food, Americano, Chinese, anything. It's not only Japanese food. Try it, and they're good. So, next thing is it's called namazake. Namazake is unpasteurized sake, like draft sake, draft beer, similar type. Because when we make sake on top, we usually do the 2 times pasteurized. That's the basic. So, Kanatamba also we do 2 times pasteurized. Because while we do the pasteurized, we kill the bad, negative bacteria to not active. Only like good ones survive. So that's why we always pasteurize. But sake brewer has so many techniques. Sometimes they have non-pasteurized. It's zero pasteurizer. It's called namazaki. And we have also this bottle for Ozeki. Some restaurants carry it. Namazaki. When namazaki means namachozo. So namachozo means in that before the bottling of the sake, they pasteurize 1 time. So they have couple draft sakes kind. So that's just good to know. So when you look at this silver bottle from Ozeki, it's draft sake. Oh, that's one pasteurized. Usually they do 2 times pasteurized because 1 time only pasteurized is more fresh, more creamy, more like rice, like actual rice flavors you can taste it. So actually, namachozo is also popular for these restaurants. I see the people order it because it's more easy to change. So this is from you. I want you to young ones especially to know about sake because I honestly I don't drink alcohol. Even I'm selling sake, I don't drink. But when I start drinking sake is when I see the sake cocktails. Sake is just rice and pure water. And I said 8% is water. So actually you can mix with anything. So this part is nobody knows about. So that's why if you buy like a shoju flavors, just buy one little bit pricey sake, mix with the juice or anything. Then cost performance almost same. Healthier, and I'm telling you, it's tasty. So, for example, this is like at the local supermarket, you can buy ingredient, yogurt. You can mix with yogurt and even ginger ale and even like iced tea. So actually, the simple way is it's not like we are bartender or anything. You just mix with, for example, lemon tea or juice. 1 cup of the sake, 1 cup of the juice, same amount. That's it. And you just taste it. Put ice, whatever. If you want more sweeter, put the other juice. If you want more alcohol, just put alcohol. But mix it. But when you mix, I told you, vibration is not good for the sake. So always gentle. That's just your skills. But otherwise, you can make any type of sake cocktails. You can just create, even let go, anything. And this is, for example, also like tomato juice. Red sunspot. Also here, so many like a tropical fruit juice, mango, so many, pineapple. You can mix all those with sake. You know the carpis? You guys have carpis? Actually, carpis with this cartambar, orange, you can drink because it doesn't taste alcohol. So carpis, also the Coca-Cola, Coke, or Pepsi, any type of soda, Sprite, you can mix with the sake. So this is a good, And even if you add a little lemon, it's make it more refreshing. Sometimes the sake has a strong alcohol aromas. So that's how to use the flavors. So yeah, so that's all about. And also, when I used to do that, especially with people invite, I made a sangria. You know sangria, right? Yeah. So with I call sakiguri. I use a yes.
Actually, it's a
Cocktail too. Yeah, this one you can use cocktail too. But this one is a little bit distinct flavors character. So if you don't want to have a strong sake flavor, you can add honey or like a sugar syrup. To add it to make it sweeter. Then you can, really can drink that. So I used to make just cut the fruits and put the in the container and put sake and then tiny amount of the syrup, how much you want sweeter. Then you just keep it in the fridge a couple hours and the color changes. Very easy to drink. So that's why so many ways. Even you guys can drink it out there, home with friends, buddies, parties. So that's the about sake. So sake is maybe not Japanese when you eat Japanese takeout. That's the most people always have image. Oh, I go to Japanese food, then you drink sake. No, you can drink any kind of the food, and also you can make your own cocktails. So that's good. So do you guys have any questions? Or you just want to repeat about some parts you didn't know? No question?
Tanong kayo. Walang bayad.
Asan yan? What is the best cocktail you tasted, sir?
Best cocktail? Usually in the restaurants. They make sake tini or sake mojito.
Sake.
Yeah.
Maybe we can have the cocktail mixing so that we can share to our customers
Yes.
how to prepare the cocktail
Ingredients.
using our sake or other sake.
Yeah.
Because here in the Philippines, the culture of sake is not quite.
Yes.
So that's why from now on, we have to pursue that practice.
Yeah, exactly. But so when I used to in the US using skill for when you go restaurants, they have a house sake, like cheaper sake. They usually have. So and also happy hours. I always try to tell them about make sake buri on the counter, put in a big jar with grass, put the fruit and sake so you can serve by happy hours. And actually they're doing well. So when you in the future when you promotion to the restaurant, just don't sell only by this is the sake bottle, that's it. No. Always one bottle, but you can do so many things. Okay, you can sell to the bottle. Plus, why don't you make like a happy hours for this? You can mix with the juice on cocktail recipe, and you can serve for the little cheap. So many options to use this now. Yeah. I just want to ask you guys. Do you guys drink any alcohol? Like, can you raise your hands if you guys drink alcohol? How many young ones nowadays drink alcohol? Because in Japan, they don't drink alcohol. So how many? Just be honest. Be honest. So only, so not only, so she doesn't drink, but
No alcohol?
other than that, they want drinks. And what are you gonna drink? Just be
Beer is
honest.
also alcohol.
No. What kind of
Usually beer.
Just beer.
Gin.
Gin. Beer.
Brandy.
And brandy. But that's
Brandy.
Sagdang magkapatid.
but the beer which is most is the sangria.
Yes.
Yes.
Red horse.
And what about how many people drink here like those shochu? You never tried those?
Mothers.
You do. Sometimes, but not much. So most people drink beer.
Because of Korean drama.
Yeah.
My mother.
They would charge us
How many people watch Korean dramas? I want to know. How many people watch Korean dramas? That's, I'm sure that's definitely movements I know. Okay, so, alright. But nowadays, you guys, working with Japanese product, at least, why don't you guys try to, ask Jimmy-san, sell a bottle cheaper for me so I can promote? And try to,
We want it for free.
yeah, try to do for real cocktail. This is really amazing how easy you can drink. And also, I told you beer is only 5%. This make you really happy. Like, 15%. It's much short. So when you want to be crazy, just bring a sake. just drink it, enjoy. So, I guess that's it for me now. And if you have no questions, that's it. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Maybe sometime in our office in the Mexican area,
Yeah.
but they know how to prepare the cocktail.
Yes.
That's why I would encourage like young ladies to drink the sake in cocktail.
Yeah. So that's if I want to know like local juice or soda to just do with sake. So that way more people can.
Easy to acquire ingredients like pineapple or
Yeah, anything. Pineapple, mango juice, anything you can try. Even like,
sticks.
yes,